when my son was going to camp, he would talk about camp. After camp, he would talk about camp, talk about who he met, all of these people, and we're like, so who's that again? And one thing I'll add to that is that they have camp names. The leaders have camp names, so they're all these like, different names, right? So like, yeah, and so and so and so and so, and they're talking about all the, okay, and like I don't know people, whatever, right? And then all of a sudden, then she starts going, and then they're at the end of the table having their own private conversation about so and so and so and so, and they shoot all the camp like leaders' names, and you're like I said, they're all these like. They're not invented names, but they're like they give them.
Yes.
That's one of the big rite of passages at camp is they get the camp leader name, right, when they pass. Eventually, more and more kids talk about camp at the dinner table, and they talk about camp, how camp went up until about January, and then after January, they talk about how they get to go to camp. So it's like our table conversation is literally based on camp. And this year they didn't go to camp, so you can imagine, it's like, so.
What are y'all talking about?
No one's talking about anything. Like she was telling us a little bit about, what she did. It was very different this year, but she did tell us a little bit here and there about what she did, but usually it's full of camp talk.
Thanks.
Sarah
Joy, you got to go to a little bit of camp this summer as a staff member. How was that for you?
It was really great. I was very happy to be able to go back.
What are you looking forward to most when this is all over and you can actually go back to camp?
Well, actually being a leader with kids, because there wasn't allowed to be any kids there this year. And then more people being able to go to the island at a time.
Your mom said all of you would like to work at camp someday, and you've kind of started that. Tell us about what do you want to do when you get to camp? What's your favorite thing to do?
I like fixing stuff there.
Ah.
Like cleaning and stuff.
And canoe trips.
And canoe trips, yes. Canoe trips. I love canoe trips.
I love canoe
So you want to lead a canoe trip?
Yeah.
Tell me, have you been on one?
Yes.
Tell us about your canoe trip.
Yeah.
Your favorite one?
My favorite one?
Yeah.
My favorite one was when we went on the Manitowoc River. So that was 6 days. And we went down a lot of rapids and it was really fun.
Whole bunch of kids?
Yeah, there was 12 of us, I think. 10 kids, 2 leaders.
So when you came back from that trip, what was the talk like around the table that winter? Tell us about that.
When you were telling us about it.
Yeah, it was all about how fun it was to do the rapids and swim down it and how pretty the forest was and stuff. It's just wild there.
Mabel, what's your favorite piece of camp?
Hanging out with the leaders. I always have fun with them. Sometimes I would just be standing there right after lunch is rest hour, and I would just be talking to some leaders, and then I'd realize that rest hour would be half over. And
Visiting.
yeah, it would just be fun because we would talk about stuff and getting to meet new people.
Do you have a favorite person that was your leader?
Hefo.
Here's the names.
Hefo means watermelon
Nice.
in German,
Okay.
and also Pico, because when she was a leader, her favorite tea was orange Pico.
Nice.
She's a great leader.
Yeah, you guys all had her? A couple of you had her?
I had her and Susan had her. I don't think I never had.
You just
Pico.
you liked who she was?
Yeah, she was really fun. I haven't seen her in a long time though. Yeah, she stopped going to camp after.
Yeah. She lives in Scotland.
Yeah, she lives in Scotland. So
Hard for her to go there all the time.
Yeah, they get leaders from all over.
Oh, that's true. I was at Pioneer Camp last summer for a day. It's such a beautiful place. Talk about how it makes you feel when you get off that boat onto that to the ramp.
happy and excited.
Like, what's your first thing you do when you get off the boat?
We do the luggage line.
Oh yes.
Pass.
Unpack the boat.
Yeah, we pass the luggage from one person to another. An assembly line.
Tell me about the boat ride. How's that?
Fun. Wet.
Hey,
It can be wet.
Yeah. If you see it. Yeah.
I got soaked when I went out there, and I had my computer with me,
Oh, no.
and it was under my jacket. It survived. But
Nice.
Effie? Aphie.
Aoife.
Aoife. Ah!
It's fine.
Got it wrong the first
She's so
time.
used to
You
it.
gotta be used to it by now.
Yeah, definitely.
Aoife, tell me a story about your first time at camp. How did that feel?
Oh, I was all by myself. None of my siblings were with me. That was my first time, and my first leader was Ken Boom. Yeah, it was fun. She's a good leader, a really good leader.
So the first time you went, you didn't have any other family members there at the time, and you just ran up the dock and went and did stuff. Tell me about that.
Well, the first thing I probably did was the luggage line,
Okay.
and then we got assigned our leaders, and then we would have to drag all our luggage back. to
But
the
you were
truck.
on
You're on Cash,
Cash, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the other island.
Ah, nice. Talk about that. Talk about your experience on Cash Island.
Well, actually, my first year wasn't the best because I was not a very good child then.
You're a little mischievous, like you're.
That was my that's what, because you each get medals.
Yeah.
And that's what I got.
So your guinea pig,
Mischievous award.
your guinea pig is taking after you. Is that what you're telling me? A little bit.
That's your big. That's
Okay.
It's actually it was that.
What? So you got into some trouble? Can you tell those stories or just mum?
I can't remember them actually.